Nearly 2,000 years ago, Pompeii was a thriving Roman city on the Bay of Naples, alive with trade, politics, art, and everyday routines. Stone streets echoed with footsteps, markets buzzed with voices, and homes were decorated with vivid frescoes that celebrated wealth and culture. Above it all stood Mount Vesuvius, a quiet presence that locals did not yet recognize as a volcano. On the morning of August 24th, AD 79, life in Pompeii followed its usual rhythm. Bakers prepared bread, merchants opened shops, and families gathered inside their homes, unaware that their final hours had already begun. Just after midday, Vesuvius erupted with a violent explosion that sent a towering column of ash, gas, and rock more than 10 miles into the sky. The cloud darkened the sun, and within hours, ash began to rain down on the city. At first, many residents tried to continue as normal, shaking ash from rooftops and covering their faces. But the fall grew heavier, collapsing buildings and blocking streets. Breathing became difficult as toxic gases mixed with the air. Some fled toward the sea, others hid inside their homes, believing stone walls would protect them. As night fell, the eruption intensified. Superheated currents of gas and volcanic debris, known as pyroclastic surges, raced down the slopes of Vesuvius at terrifying speed. When these surges reached Pompeii, temperatures were so extreme that life ended instantly. People were frozen in their final moments, running, shielding loved ones, or clutching valuables. The city disappeared beneath layers of ash and pumice, buried up to 20 feet deep. By morning, Pompeii was silent, erased from the living world. For centuries, the city remained hidden, its memory fading into legend. Then in 1748, excavations began, revealing something extraordinary. Pompeii had not simply been destroyed, it had been preserved. Buildings stood with walls intact, streets remained mapped, and everyday objects lay exactly where they had fallen. Even the victims were still there. As bodies decomposed, they left hollow spaces in the hardened ash. When archaeologists filled these voids with plaster, the shapes of people emerged, expressions of fear, pain, and desperation captured in haunting detail. Pompeii offers one of the most complete snapshots of ancient Roman life ever discovered. From grand villas to modest taverns, from political graffiti to children's toys, the city reveals how people lived, worked, and dreamed. It also tells a powerful story about the suddenness of disaster and the vulnerability of civilization. Vesuvius still stands today, active and closely monitored, overlooking modern cities that have grown in its shadow. Pompeii is not just a ruin, it is a moment in time, frozen in the last hour of life. Through ash and silence, it speaks across centuries, reminding us that history is not only shaped by empires and victories, but also by ordinary lives, stopped without warning and preserved forever beneath the weight of a single catastrophic day.